The Apache HTTP server, commonly referred to as Apache, is a web server application notable for playing a key role in the initial growth of the World Wide Web. Originally based on the NCSA HTTPD server, development of Apache began in early 1995 after work on the NCSA code stalled. Apache quickly overtook NCSA HTTPD as the dominant HTTP server, and has remained the most popular HTTP server in use since April 1996. In 2009, it became the first web server software to serve more than 100 million websites. Apache is developed and maintained by an open community of developers under the auspices of the Apache Software Foundation. Most commonly used on a Unix-like system, this software is available for a wide variety of operating systems, including Unix, FreeBSD, Linux, Solaris, Novell NetWare, OS X, Microsoft Windows, OS/2, TPF, OpenVMS and eCom Station. Released under the Apache license, Apache is open-source software. As of June 2013, Apache was estimated to serve 54.2% of all active websites and 53.3% of the top servers across all domains. Name: according to the FAQ in the Apache project website, the name Apache was chosen out of respect to the Native American tribe Apache and its superior skills in warfare and strategy. The name was widely believed to be a pun on Apache server, but this is erroneous. Official documentation used to give this very explanation of the name, but in a 2000 interview, Brian Beilendorf, one of the creators of Apache, set the record straight. The name literally came out of the blue. I wish I could say that it was something fantastic, but it was out of the blue. I put it on a page and then a few months later when this project started, I pointed people to this page and said, "Hey, what do you think of that idea?" Someone said they liked the name and that it was a really good pun. And I was like, "A pun? What do you mean?" He said, "Well, we're building a server out of a bunch of software patches, right? So it's Apache web server." I went, "Oh, all right." When I thought of the name, no. It just sort of connotated, take no prisoners. Be kind of aggressive and kick some ass. When Apache is running, its process name is HTTPD, which is short for HTTP daemon. Features: Apache supports a variety of features, many implemented as compiled modules which extend the core functionality. These can range from server-side programming language support to authentication schemes. Some common language interfaces support Perl, Python, TCL, and PHP. Popular authentication modules include Mod Access, ModAuth, Mod Digest, and ModAuth Digest, the successor to Mod Digest. A sample of other features include Secure Sockets Layer and Transport Layer security support, a proxy module, a URL rewriter, custom log files, and filtering support. Popular compression methods on Apache include the external extension module, modgzip, implemented to help with reduction of the size of web pages served over HTTP. Mod Security is an open-source intrusion detection and prevention engine for web applications. Apache logs can be analyzed through a web browser using free scripts such as OStats W3 Perl or visitors. Virtual hosting allows one Apache installation to serve many different websites. For example, one machine with one Apache installation could simultaneously serve www.example.com, www.example.org, test47 test-server.example.edu, etc. Apache features configurable error messages, DBMS-based authentication databases, and content negotiation. It is also supported by several graphical user interfaces. It supports password authentication and digital certificate authentication. Because the source code is freely available, anyone can adapt the server for specific needs, and there is a large public library of Apache add-ons. Performance: instead of implementing a single architecture, Apache provides a variety of multi-processing modules which allow Apache to run in a process-based, hybrid or event hybrid mode, to better match the demands of each particular infrastructure. This implies that the choice of correct npm and the correct configuration is important. Where compromises in performance need to be made, the design of Apache is to reduce latency and increase throughput, relative to simply handling more requests, thus ensuring consistent and reliable processing of requests within reasonable time frames. For static pages delivery, Apache 2.2 series was considered significantly slower than Lynx. To address this issue, the Apache version considered by the Apache Foundation as providing high performance is the multi-threaded version, which mixes the use of several processes and several threads per process. This architecture, and the way it was implemented in the Apache 2.4 series, provides for performance equivalent or slightly better than event-based weak servers, as it claimed by President of the Apache Foundation, Jim Jagielski. However, some independent benchmarks show that it's still twice slower than Lynx. Licensing: the Apache HTTP server code base was relicensed to the Apache 2.0 license in January 2004, and Apache HTTP Server 1.3.31 and 2.0.49 were the first releases using the new license. The OpenBSD project did not like the change and continued the use of pre-2.0 Apache versions, effectively forking Apache 1.3x for its purposes. Later it switched to Lynx. Development: the Apache HTTP Server project is a collaborative software development effort aimed at creating a robust, commercial-grade, feature-rich and freely available source code implementation of an HTTP server. The project is jointly managed by a group of volunteers located around the world, using the Internet and the web to communicate, plan, and develop the server and its related documentation. This project is part of the Apache Software Foundation. In addition, hundreds of users have contributed ideas, code, and documentation to the project. See also: Apache Bench, comparison of web server software, Texas, TPAST, IBM HTTP Server, Internet Cache Protocol, LAMP, list of Apache modules, Posse project, Proxy Server, Reverse Proxy, SUEXIC, WAMP, Web Accelerator, XAMPP, references. External links, official website.